Good morning, Boker Tov. Welcome back to 10 Minutes of Meaning. Please help yourself to coffee and donuts. Special thank you to our series sponsor of the year, Jeffrey Gelb, in memory of Meshulam and David. Shane Labaz David Avner ben Avram HaKohen. Very grateful for his generosity. We're in the 19th chapter of Mesillas Yesharim. The Ramchal has been helping us chart a course to a better version of ourselves. How to not just be carried by momentum and by inertia, but how to consciously and mindfully live life, to make the right choices, to be our best selves, and to be able to look back with pride each and every day and on the lives that we've led. We began with Zahirus, mindfulness and caution, Zrizas, alacrity and zeal, and we've gone through countless midos so far, and we're still up to Be'er Chelkei HaChasidus. We have been defining what it means to be a chassid, what it means to not be satisfied with good, but to strive for great. And here in the context of what it means to live with piety, what it means to be a chassid, the Ramchal has told us that the second, Hasheni Simcha, Iker Gadol Ba'avoda. You seem to, sometimes we might picture or conjure up this image that the chassid, someone who's truly righteous and pious, walks around very sober, very serious, very careful. To be besimcha, to be jolly and happy, that's not a chassid, that's a frivolous person. But the Ramchal is teaching us it's exactly the opposite. In Iker Avoda, Hashem says, a core part of your serving me is being happy, is being joyful, is being positive, is living a joyful life. Don't walk around sad and sober and somber. Don't walk around despondent and depressed. Don't walk around negative and critical, but put a smile on your face. Be happy. So much so, listen to these words of the Ramchal. This is what we're up to. Umatzinu shnizroim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael mnei shechasru t'nai zeh ba'avodasam. We find that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets angry with the Jewish people. Even when we serve him and do everything right. Show up a minyan, you give tzedakah. You learn the Daf Yomi, you clean for Pesach. You buy the expensive matzah, you have the finest wine. Put on the tefillin, you light the candle. You do all the mitzvahs. Between man and God, between man and man, you're doing it all right. But Hashem says you're doing it miserable, farbissima, negative, critical. Then he gets angry at us. He said, but I took the garbage out, you say to your wife. But I put the dinner away, but I put the kids to bed. Yeah, but you did it miserably. And you had such negativity and farbissima upon him the whole time. So don't do it. If that's the way you're going to do it, don't do it at all. Nisroim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael. Kadosh Baruch Hu gets frustrated, he gets angry. And he says it's so nice that you're doing it, but if you're going to do it in that way, then are you really doing it at all? Put a smile on your face. Be happy and joyful. Be excited and enthusiastic. Pasuk in Parshas Kisavo, the Tochacha HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, do you know why I will visit this horrifically graphic, terrible punishment upon you? You know why? Because you're not serving with simcha. Not because you're not serving. You ate pork on Yom Kippur while you were boil and nida. The Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't come up with a whole list of things you did wrong, and that's why I'm angry. He says you did everything right. Externally, if you looked at the checklist, check, 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 you did everything right. But you did it without joy. You did it without a smile. You did it without enthusiasm. It's an incredible standard. That level is unbelievable. He visits the Tochacha and Klal Yisrael, not because we omitted or neglected, not because we violated, but simply because we failed to smile. We didn't do it with happiness and joy. There's a beautiful new Mesillas Yesharim with a commentary of the Mashgiach of Dan Segel, Mesillas Yesharim with his commentary. Did I get that, Marty? And he says the following, very beautiful insight on these words. Malas HaSimcha b'avodas Hashem gvoy, to be known now as the Mashgiach. Gvoy ad ma'od. Umuva b'shem HaBaal Shem Tov, HaKadosh Baruch Hu shomer avodas Hashem b'simcha yiderech ketzar v'arucha. Baal Shem Tov says, Alan, just in time, the Baal Shem Tov says that serving Hashem b'simcha is both the short and the long path. What does that mean? Derech ketzar ki ze lo davar kol kach kasher. It's a short path because how hard is it? How hard is it to put a smile on your face? Well, you say, I don't feel happy. I smile when I'm happy. I'm not happy. I don't want to smile. So the answer is, who said smiling has anything to do with feeling happy? It's a decision you make to smile. It's a decision, not an emotion, not a feeling. When you engage the micro muscles of your face and you make that decision to smile, it turns out that you release endorphins and adrenaline, and it turns out chemically, then you start to feel happy. So you don't have to wait to feel happy to smile. Make the decision to smile and you will feel happy. It's relatively easy. Achim zosi arucha, says the Baal Shem, but you get a very long result. Ki mevias ha'adam l'malos gedolos. Because when a person's happy, you're living at a different plane. Your relationships are going to be in color, not in black and white. Your decisions are going to be made with clarity. They're not going to be clouded. When you're living besimcha, you're alive. You're alive. Your pulse will slow down. Your blood pressure will rest. You'll be healthier mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Chazon Ish writes, he quotes the Mashgiach, in Igros Chazon Ish, Mitoch simcha shora shefa chachma me'al. Not only, you know what else is going to happen? You know what else happens when you feel simcha? You get smarter. Smarter. When you're not besimcha, you don't make the best decisions. And you don't think clearly. And when you have all this weighing on you, and you're worried and anxious and angry and resentful, and you're negative and you're miserable, who can think clearly? Who can make good decisions? Who can remember? Doesn't embed itself in the memory. So the Chazon Ish writes, you want to succeed in learning? You want to grow in chachma? You want to be smart and wise? Then choose to be besimcha. Shasimcha posachas la'adam es ma'ayonos hachachma. Smiling and being besimcha opens the well springs of wisdom. You want to be smart, you want to be wise, then choose to be happy. Choose to be happy. And then the Mashgiach says something incredible. He points out that the fact that the Ramchal is invoking, listen to the words, Shenizroim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what Ramchal said. Mesillas Yesharim said, Kadosh Baruch Hu is Misraim. He's angry. He's frustrated at Jews who serve without happiness. So I might have thought, said the Mashgiach, that Simcha is a Mala Atzuma. Being besimcha, being happy and serving with a smile, it's an additional benefit. It's a nice added layer. It's a beautiful virtue you should try to accomplish. So if you serve, you did the core job. Bottom line is the garbage was put out at the curb. Bottom line is the kids got their bath, homework, and were put in bed. The bottom line is I put dinner leftovers away. So okay, I could have done it with a smile, could have done it with a little more joy and enthusiasm. I could have made you feel better that I was doing it. You're right, but the bottom line is I did it. But the Ramchal says it's not the case when it comes to the service of Hashem. It's not that I get a check next to I did the mitzvah, but now I didn't do it besimcha, so I get an X next to the simcha. It's that the mitzvah itself is compromised. The mitzvah itself is corrupted. The mitzvah itself is chaser. It's missing something. That's why Misrayim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's a tenai ba'avodasam. It's not I did the avodah, I just did it without the enhancement of simcha. It's that my avodah itself is lacking. The avodah itself is incomplete. The avodah itself is compromised. It's a big chiddush. It's not that I did the mitzvah, but it's really nice to do it b'simcha. It's that if I didn't do it b'simcha, I did not entirely do the mitzvah. It's a big chiddush. It's powerful. And what an expectation and a responsibility on us to not just do the mitzvah, but to choose how we do the mitzvah. To do that mitzvah with a joy, with a smile, to do it b'simcha, to open up, the Chazon Ish says, are those well springs of chachma. Who doesn't want to have better relationships? Who doesn't want to have better health? Who doesn't want to have more wisdom? Who doesn't want to make better decisions and clearer judgment? It's all in our hands. Just put a smile on your face. Just choose to serve him b'simcha. We're finishing up. David HaMelech, when he saw Klal Yisrael contributing to the building of the Beis Hamikdash, had already attained this level. And he davened that this virtue should remain velo tasur. He saw the Jewish people were giving, were contributing, they were donating b'simcha. Nobody had to extract it. It wasn't like pulling teeth or giving a root canal. The people were excited. They were giving with joy. They knew that's what they were meant to do with their resources. And they were proud and joyful to participate. So David said, if we could bottle this feeling, if we could bottle this emotion, V'yata amcha nimtzu po. And that's what he says in Divrei Hayamim. The nation who's gathered here, Re'isi b'simcha l'snadev loch, Shem l'kei avnit of Yisrael, Avoseinu, Shamra zos la'olam, Li'etza machshavos l'vavmecha, V'achein l'vavam elecha. He davens God of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Hashem, preserve this forever. Let them feel this forever. The other night at the shul dinner, Baruch Hashem, over 400 people, we were back, came roaring back. Energy and enthusiasm and a great feeling. Ribbono Shalom, let's bottle this. The achdus, the energy, the joy. Could bottle it. David HaMelech sees Klal Yisrael, and they're so joyful in their contributions. He says, Hashem, lo tasur, bottle this. Let it never disappear. Let it always continue in this way. Let it always animate and inform and inspire the culture of who we are, not to be negative and hypercritical, but to be positive and joyful, because that's Ikar Avoda, that essential and a core to all that we do. Living with Amunah, 8:45. Tonight we're going behind the bima with Auburn coach Bruce Pearl. Might have seen him speak about Purim, the Ukraine. Tonight, 9 o'clock. Have a great day. Stay happy, healthy, and holy.